Welcome to Highline Excel 2013 class video number 39. Hey, if you want to download this workbook for week 7 and the products folder, which is a zip folder, click on the link below the video or go to our class website. Hey, we want to talk about importing data from a text file, a CSV file, Access, and Excel. Now, we were talking about delimiters and text to columns last video. Now, if you ever see files like CSV, that means comma separated values. So the comma is the delimiter. Text files oftentimes are tab delimited. Now, we can import those, but we'll have to use something similar to the text to columns. It will be an import wizard. If we want to import data from Access or Excel, since the stuff is stored in cells, we use the import feature and it imports it fine. And we can have a connection so when the data changes, it will update in Excel. So we want to see how to import these files. Now, the first one, I'm just going to show you a cheap and easy one. Here's a Word document. And sometimes people will have comma separated values in a Word document. Now, all these files are going to have field names at the top and then records in rows. Now, the reason that we have comma separated values, tab separated values, and even something like this in a Word document is because sometimes systems can't communicate with each other and send data directly from one system to the other. So for many years, we've been able to export in comma separated or tab separated files. We export from whatever system you're using and then import it into Excel. So this is a cheap and easy one. Someone has created this field names and records all separated by commas. I simply copy and then I go over to Excel, Control V. Now I can simply go text to columns, Alt DE, delimiter, comma, and instantly we have it separated. Click Next. We're not going to skip anything. Click OK, and instantly we have imported from that Word document. Now we want to import some more data. And we have some options for Access and for text. Before we import, though, I want to go look at the text file and the CSV file. So if I go back over to Windows Explorer, if I double click and open this text, it'll open in WordPad, and it's not showing me the delimiter. Same with if I open up the CSV. It looks like an Excel file, but it is not an Excel file. Maybe you've seen a .csv. I know that the systems at Highline export as CSV, and then you need to re-import them. I'm going to close both of these. And just for kicks, we're going to go to a blank Word document. Control-O is a universal keyboard for open. Browse. And I'm in the right folder, but I can't see any file. So you come down to the Open. And here we want to switch it from Word document to All Files. All Files lets us see whatever it is. Some of them might be able to come into Word. Other ones might not. But if we double-click Text, we can see, oh, there are the tabs. Close. Control-O. Computer or browse. And here I'm going to open the CSV. And there we can see for the CSV, even though it was saved in Excel, this is comma separated data. So those are delimiters. And we're going to import on the data text. And we'll use our same trick. You come down to the bottom and just say all. And then you can see whatever there is. I'm going to start with the CSV. Double click. And look at this. It says Text Import Wizard. But it looks exactly the same as our text to column. Delimited? You bet. Click Next. There's a comma. That's what we have here. It's a CSV file. Click Next. Looking good. We don't want to skip anything. Click Finish. Now, this is an import wizard. You can click on Properties and see that it will save a query definition. It will allow us to right-click Refresh and access that file. This means there will be a connection between that source file and Excel file. Click OK. Click OK. And just like that, our data is there. Right-click, and you can see this refresh right there. If it changed, refresh, and it would update here. And now let's go do our text file. Data from text. I'm looking there. I'm going to double click this .txt. Right? Delimited, same text to columns or text import. Next. Now we got to use tab. Click next. We want to import it all. Click finish. Click OK. So each time we are importing. Now let's do it from Access. Data. And let's click on Get External Data from Access. I'm going to have to find my folder. There it is. I double click. It'll look inside that database. There are our two tables. I'm going to select that one. Click OK. Now notice this is going to be imported as an Excel table. So the table feature we talked about, that will be automatically added to our data set. Notice we could add this to the data model, and there are our properties with enabling background refresh. I'm going to click OK. Click OK. And there we have imported four different. Actually, one of them we just copied and pasted. The other two we actually imported. Now I'm going to Control S on this. Close this file. Go back to my database. I'm going to open it up. Click Open. Here's our objects. I'm going to double click my products table. I'm just going to change one of them. The Tri-Fly, $5. No, it's on sale for $2.50. Suggested price. So I'm going to close this. It's a database, so we don't have to save when it's raw data. I'm going to close the database. Now when I go over to my Excel file, here we can see our table. There is the fun fly. Right click, refresh here up at the top, and instantly we see that these are connected. We could do the same for our text files also. All right, so importing, we saw how we could import 3 different ways. We also saw how we could copy and paste. And we want to do 2 more things because we're talking about communicating. Well, what if we want to send something from Excel? So I'm going to copy and paste, Control C, Control N to open up a new Excel workbook, Control V to paste it, F12 to do Save As, and I'm going to change the file extension, CSV, comma, Delimited. There it is, and I'm going to call this Table 1. We have it in our products folder. Click Save. I'm going to say yes. Some features will be lost from Excel, but yes, we're in essence exporting this. Now it says CSV. Before I even go look, I'm going to F12, Save As, and do the Text tab Delimited. Table 1, Save. Yes, I may lose some features. This is a tab separated. I'm going to close this. I do not need to save this. Go over to Windows Explorer, and there we have our CSV and our .txt. Now we could import these into some other system. All right, so we saw how to import data from some other system into Excel. We even saw how to save as, so we can get data from in Excel to some other system. Oh, wait a second. You know, I almost forgot. We're going to see how to import something from a different Excel workbook. Hey, let's scroll down here. We'll click in cell A46. And before we import, let's go look at the Excel file. Here it is, products.excelisfun. Double click. And so we have a couple sheets. And so when we try to import this, it'll see the different sheets. And we want to have one data set on a single sheet. I'm going to close this. We click on our cell A46, Data. And I'm going to use From Access in the Get External Data group. Desktop, Products. It sees only Access, but I come down to the bottom. Say All Files. Double-click products.excelisfun. It's looking at the sheets. I'm going to select that first one. Click OK. It'll do the same thing as we saw earlier. It will import it as a table. And this is linked. If I Control S, so we're linking to Excel files. If I change this right here to $100, Control S, Alt F4, open up my Excel workbook, right click, refresh. And instantly there is the 100. So this is a table inside of this Excel workbook that's connected to a different external workbook. All right, we'll see you next video.